offers job market competing courses that will surely light your academic path. Our various undergraduate and graduate programs include Business Administration and Management, Engineering and Survey, Basic Sciences and Information Technology, Education, Environment and Agricultural Sciences, Arts, Health Sciences, and many more. With accreditation by the National Council of Higher Education, we now offer a diploma in clinical medicine and community health. We as well take pride in some courses sponsored by the Higher Education Students Financing Board for a loan scheme that will not get you worried of tuition as you pursue your dream. Come ready for an academic adventure on great facilities of learning. You can visit our website on www.ndejjeuniversity.ac.ug. Ndejje University, the fear of God brings knowledge and wisdom.
Coming up in Live at 8, President Museveni issues directives to increase on export. Welfare of security officers dominates sector debate in Parliament. Peak of Ramadan, Muslims flood Kampala city for Eid shopping. And in sports, Victoria Series enters day 3. This and much more in Live at 8. Ndejje University TV, your source of knowledge and wisdom. Good to have you again. Thank you so much for watching Ndejje University TV. It's our program, The Woman of Valor. Yes, it's a women factory where we manufacture women of influence, where we groom up women who are going to change the world. We bring in ladies of influence to tell us their stories. Where have they come from? What's their journey and how have they overcome? Every Thursday at 19 hours with JOAN Peace, your one and only. And tonight we have another woman of influence. We have another powerful woman who is going to be sharing with us her story, where she has come from and where she has reached and how has she managed to do all that. It's no one else but the first female VC at Ndejje University. Yes, I mean the Vice Chancellor, the first female Vice Chancellor at Ndejje University. You're going to be learning a lot from her. Can you please introduce yourself to them? Tell them about yourself.
Well, yes. I am Olivia Nassaka Banja, a committed Christian and a clergywoman in the Church of Uganda. I've been serving in the Church of Uganda for more than 25 years now, and I'm also a trained teacher by profession and also a professor of African Christianity. I come from a background of faith. As a child, I grew up in a family where faith was very significant for both my parents, who lived shortly in my life, and I spent almost much of my life with family, and family was mainly characterized by religious leaders and committed Christians. So my lifestyle and my background and values are entrenched in the revival movement as the basis for my nature, and my prospects for life relate to how I relate with God. And I'm a family person, married to Canon Banja, and we have 3 children, biological, but also the Lord has given us many children. I take care of many children that God brings in my life, and I serve at different levels where I am both in church and also in educational institutions. I have served in both settings at the same time for all my life now, both as a teacher, a church leader, but also now at the level where I am. I've been in the teaching and mentoring of young people at university level for more than 25 years as well. So I really thank God that He has placed me in that position where I translate my life, faith, and position, ethos, and values to young people. That has been my setting of life as family, but also as service in both church and academic institutions.
According to your introduction, you're a woman of too much responsibility. So
Now,
how do you really manage this?
when you say manage, it is like maneuvering your way through. But it's not that way. For me, as I told you, my background is a background of faith. I come to service as call. I respond to service as call. It's a calling. I do not drive myself into places. I do not propel myself into places, even of service or management. I respond to God's call. In coming to Ndejje was a response. Coming to Ndejje was a response to God's call, because I was already serving as a senior lecturer, as professor in a university. But when God called me and pointed me to the direction, new direction in Ndejje, I had to respond, yes. So for me, it's a response to God's calling and moving me into a new direction for His own purpose. That is how I see it. It is not managing myself into a role, but it is responding to God into a role of leadership at Ndejje University. That's how I see it.
I understand you've not been in office for that long. If I may ask, how far have you gone with changing the university? I mean, how many changes have you made so far?
When you say so far, someone may think it's 2-3 years, but I'm talking about a month and 10 days. Yes, it's been a journey of faith, and going into a new place led by God, you move by faith, because you have to learn a lot from the environment where God is taking you. And so for this 1 month and 15 days or so, I've been learning my environment, and I've been also presenting my own plans and what God has put on my heart as core to my calling in this new setting. So I cannot say that I have done a lot, it would be lies, but I can only say that I have been in position to study the environment of service and ministry in which God has brought me, and also to understand the institution and to appreciate the foundation, the team that I'm working with, and also to lay strategies going forward in terms of leadership and management. That is what I can say so far. Although, of course, there's been handover, there's been inauguration ceremonies, installations, and then sending off of the previous Vice Chancellor. All these things have happened, but of course, there are things that, that you have to clearly present to the new environment where you go, as you go in, for people to understand who you are. I have, first of all, presented myself as a person called by God to serve at Ndejje University. And I have also encouraged my team to believe that we are now at a new setting, a new calling, and God is doing a new thing in our midst. And in understanding that, we also then have to look at where we want to take the university in that perspective. So that is what I can say, but otherwise I have been able to visit the many places where Ndejje University is rooted, both at Bombo, Kampala, and I have been able to interact, done several visits of different departments and faculties. I've met with students' leadership, and I have been able to appreciate the initial environment and the ethos and values that I find in the university at that time, I found in the university at that time. And of course, highlighting the fact that my positioning is in faith, and where I stand, like the motto says, fear of God is the beginning of wisdom and understanding. So for me, that is core. And I am happy that I can be placed in such a setting, and to emphasize that actually that should form my identity as well, and the team that I lead and the whole institution, but also the image of the whole institution and our self-understanding. So that's what I can say. I wouldn't want to go too much in depth the rest.
And what is your package? I mean, the objectives and the goals you have for Ndejje University.
Like I said, and I've been expressing on many occasions, for me, I believe that I have been called to a Christian university. That is very, very important. I've been called to serve at Ndejje University, which is a Christian-founded university with Christian values and ethos. So, and for me, that is the core of what Ndejje University should be. The image, promoting the image of Ndejje University as a Christian university is very, very central. How we do our work, how we receive our clients, how we serve, how we focus on delivery, both in teaching and learning and service, how we interact, the values and all the ethos is really what I want us to ensure that we fly up and peg high first. Because the motto says the fear of God. Yes, so that is number one, because it defines who we are as a university, as an institution. And anyone coming to this university definitely knows that I'm going to study, to work, serve at a Christian university in Ndejje. So that one is quite significant, and whoever comes in should have that understanding, and I want that to be emphasized for every member or person, students, and all those that deal and serve with us. Secondly, I really want to focus on quality delivery of service, both in teaching and learning, because this is our purpose. the greatest stakeholder is the student, and then the university and its purpose and what we are supposed to deliver. And this is quality both in the teaching and learning, quality delivery in research, creativity, innovation, quality delivery even at all levels of the institution, right from the moment you enter the gates, even on the web, and even in the way we conduct ourselves. There must be that quality, excellence in the delivery, and that is quite something. And so the areas of quality assurance are going to be highly emphasized, so that a student that comes to this institution sits and thanks God that they have made a better choice for their life, actually the best at the end of their term, whether 3, 4, or 5. They'll look back and say, I went to the best university that God led me to. Thirdly, like I said, the whole issue of accountability. Whole issue of accountability and transparency. All these relate to Christian values. Service delivery, that relates with that. We have to be accountable and transparent. The students, both the students and staff and management, should be aware of the fact that we are accountable to God in the first place, then to our stakeholders, and ensuring that we deliver what we have promised in all levels. And also that translates in ensuring that we are able to build a sustainable institution, both in its financial stature, but also in its day-to-day operations. And that for me is very significant for a Christian university. And then I also know, and people out there know, that today the education institution and systems operate at best with ICT. This is the direction that education is taking. So building a robust ICT system that can sustain effective and efficient online and e-learning delivery for our services in both teaching and learning, in management and all that. Because we want to have a community whose service and efficiency is really grounded on good ICT system and online. So at the moment, even coming in, I have emphasized this very much in all areas, both in finance, in human resource, in management, in the teaching and learning, and a lot of training and retraining, reviews, and all designing of new programs that will align ourselves to that goal is quite significant. And probably the last thing, because there can be very many, last thing I can say is to ensure, above all, that we are a university that is connected with the community. Whether research, innovation, creativity must all translate in development of community and service. So community service and outreach, all research and creativity and innovation must be able to input in the community, because for us we have communities within the churches that we are serving, within the nation, and then by community we also reach even far and beyond, especially when we are building strong online services. So we want to see that the university can be felt even in the immediate community and beyond, so that a student may leave the university when they are already equipped with skills of translating the knowledge and skills that they have acquired in service delivery with the community, and they already have the partnerships and all systems. So basically that is what I can say for now.
I understand that Ndejje University is a powerhouse for sports, and I think last year it marked the first and it hosted the East African Games, so it won the trophy. So, what are your plans for the sports department at Ndejje University? How are you hoping to boost it more?
Yes, yes. It's a powerhouse of sports. Yes, it is, and I do believe, and people who were watching the events towards the close of last year, Ndejje performed very well in the All East African Games and Sports event. Yes, it's a powerhouse, but we also want to build that and ensure that we have all the facility that can support that in terms of the grounds and all the equipment and all the facility, so that the facility can support that. We are also moving into a project of a medical school, and in there we also want to inbuild programs that can support sports medicine, because that is our strength as well. And not only sports, because when you say Ndejje is known for sports, but also for engineering, all those aspects of study, because I've been to places and I've met many engineers who have gone through Ndejje University. So engineering is also an aspect, one of our niche that we want to strengthen, but also to call upon different players to support, but also for many aspiring students and prospective students of Ndejje to come, because we have wonderful labs that can support all the engineering programs that a person may be interested in. So similarly, like sports, we also have the facility. So all of those sports grounds and spaces that are in construction, we want to ensure that they are brought to completion, so that the university grounds can also support even other institutions and organizations. There may be organizations that would like to have their communities, their members, staff have a retreat, but also engage in sports for life, for also leisure. So we want to provide this space for other institutions, as schools, as universities, because we are more equipped than many of the universities. So we want to open it, and even for national games and sports activities, Ndejje can provide the grounds and spaces. So that's the level at which we want to really have it, so that at the end of the day, when we say it is the niche and it is our one of our strong point, but it becomes strong point for the nation and for all the other sister institutions. Yes.
I just hope you're still keeping on the watch, and we are still having Mrs. Banja in our studios. I believe you're going to learn as much as you can tonight. So, Mrs. Banja, what are some of the opportunities you're looking forward to utilize at Ndejje University?
The opportunities that there are, that God has presented for me right away. I see a lot of opportunity in trying to enforce e-learning and online study, and even having a robust ICT. It is an opportunity for growing the university, and even for recruitment and for study for both national and international clients. So it is a big opportunity. It requires a lot of investment, and I am praying to God that may provide for us the resources, and we are working to invest in that. And I also pray with the students, the faculty, to know that this is the way to go and not turning back. In my background, when I believe that God has called me for a certain matter, I do not look back. As long as I see my God saying go forward, I don't look back. So I'm just calling upon my team to rally behind this so that at the end of the day we may celebrate a wonderful e-learning and robust ICT system at Ndejje University. Secondly, faith is real at the core, but we do not have a chapel. And so I'm looking forward to having this as built strongly, chapel being central in the life of the members, the faculty, students, but also building a chapel, a place that stands out for us as a space where we worship our God and honor Him both in word and speech. So, and this chapel, the chapel that we are going to build will also have a multi-purpose hall attached to it, so that in that space we worship, but also we can do different other activities that relate to students' service and welfare. So that is one of the opportunity that I see. And thirdly, the library, because when you go around, of course we have to build the online resources, but also the physical, because we want to have a library that can provide for study and learning activities for all students, those with disability, those in research, postgraduate and under, and then providing PowerPoint spaces for different study activities, and then e-learning labs, all in that one center, so that when you come in, you can actually enjoy being in a library that can link you to the different activities of study and learning, but also research, and then interactions with both the internal and the outside world. So that is also another opportunity that God is putting before us, and I believe that God is going to support us in this, and I call upon the alumni and all the friends and partners of Ndejje to support us. But we also are going to roll off the law program this year in September. That is also another opportunity. I cannot call it a challenge, because for me, where I'm placed, I know that with the background and opportunity that we have in this university, we can groom a lawyer, a Christian lawyer, a lawyer with Christian values. This is what the lawyer we want in community, not these fake lawyers who masquerade around and they only do the common job of ripping off people. But we want to have lawyers with values, Christian values, respect for humanity and dignity for others, and service, spirit of service. So that one is also an opportunity. And then the medical school. The medical school, we've now started off with the anatomy block, and that anatomy block is now at the second level. So we believe that by next year it will be completed, and we will be able to recruit medical school students. So this is also an opportunity, and I believe that the investment that has gone into it will really yield for both the university and the nation at large, because we are planning to have unique programs that can feed into the unique areas of our society. Like I said before, the sports medicine, and then also ensuring that our products are products with Christian values, who can serve in the nation here and far with the heart of God, and with commitment and diligence that the health system of this nation requires. So those are the opportunities.
What is the legacy you want to leave at Ndejje University after your tenure? I mean,
You-
what
you
do you want
can
people to remember
actually
you for?
Tell. If I tell you that I want the definition, the identity of this university to shine and fly, the fear of God to be strengthened and to be the foundation upon which we deliver service, I believe that if that is really pegged high, you will live to tell me. If we have our ICT system running and robust and e-learning, and we are teaching Ndejje students across the globe, then that will be one of the things that I will thank God for. And if our medical school rolls out those medical personnel with Christian values and ethos, that will be something I'll thank God for. And if we can influence community with our engineering, with our research and innovation, and bring input and creativity and develop this nation and the world with our products, with our services, then what else would I say? But above all, for an individual leaving that institution, maybe when 10 years when I'm gone, and they look back and say, I thank God I stepped in Ndejje University. That is what I want to be remembered for. God bless you.
As we are winding up, please a message to your staff and to the students.
Okay. The message I have for the students at Ndejje University is that we must set off with thankfulness. Because for me, I know that for a person to grow and develop, they must put themselves in a place of thankfulness. We must thank God that He has given us as students an opportunity to be at Ndejje University. And we must take this opportunity with two hands and grateful, so that we are ready to conquer the world in the name of God. So that whoever is seated anywhere, whether you are in business program, whether you are in research postgrad, whether you are undergraduate in medical or in sports or in all areas, whether you are a teacher, you must look at yourself as a person that God has given an opportunity to study, to research, to focus, and to grow those values and ethos that the world out there requires most. The skills and the character. Today, as employers, we are not interested in wise people, but we want people with character, with value, that can even add value wherever they go, that can translate into development of communities, but not just churning out very clever people who will not influence change in community. So I want to pray to the students to take this opportunity, because for us, when we were studying, the time I was at the university, computer was only in the secretary's office, but now it is everywhere. Internet was really something rarely found, but now it's everywhere. With the opportunity to study is really massive. So I want to ask students to invest their life in studying, because this is the time God has called them to invest their time and life in studying, to focus on developing the skills, using the opportunities, the services, and all that is available for them. All the outreach services that we provide are meant to link them. If you are placed in an industry as an engineer, take the opportunity and learn. If you are into a project, learn and also use all your creativity. Take all the opportunity, engage and collaborate, because these are the skills and values that will enable you to navigate and to help you stand out above all, seek God, because that is what we believe. That defines who we are. So seek God in all that you do, and also serve with that understanding that you are not only serving a human being, but you are serving God. And at the end of that day, we must be accountable to God for everything that we do, even in service delivery. So there is no excuse for you to say, I went to the university and dropped out. Let us not have attitudes of dropping out. You do not begin in God and drop out, because God is conqueror of all those things that challenge us. He conquered these environments where we are treading. Many people have and have succeeded, and we are seeing the responsibility that we have for us to change this nation, for us to influence even the issues of environmental deterioration that we are suffering today, meeting all the global sustainable and all those aspirations that we may find goals is in our hands as younger people, because we are responsible as young people to bring about that change, to sustain this nation and the world, and most of all, to align this world to God's purpose, both for the individual and for the community. That is what I can say for the students, to be focused and to really believe that God can enable them. Because for me, what has driven my life is my faith. My faith has propelled me beyond what you can see now. I can do many things because of God who enables me. And for me, my key verse is Matthew 6:33. Seek you first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Mark it, his righteousness, and everything shall be added unto you. So God will add value, God will instill knowledge, God will equip you, God will give you all the understanding and knowledge to create, to be innovative, and to inspire other younger people to lead the nation, to lead the world in development and all forms of research and growth. That is what I can say. For staff and teaching and non-teaching staff, I really want to thank the teaching and non-teaching staff and management, because first of all, I've been here for just a month and a half. They've received me with gratitude, and they are willing to work with me. That's what I see. And I am also encouraging them to get focused on the strategic business of the university, because we don't want to focus on known issues. We want to focus on strategic business of the university. Why are we here as a university? What is our purpose and goal and strategy? That is what we should pursue. And in that line, we should not forget who we are. Our image as a Christian university should not be put under cover. That should be flown high, because that is that which makes us stand out. Otherwise, there are so many other universities in this world, but why would one choose to come to Ndejje? So if we really are promising to deliver faith-based services, education, research and innovation, then we must position ourselves to serve strategically, but also with faith that we can deliver. Overall, I really thank them for receiving me and supporting me in this short term. And I believe that if we focus on our strategic plan and ensure that we are working as a team with a clear vision and purpose, we will really be able to realize all the plans and hopes that we have set before us. And God being our help, it will all come to pass, and we'll look back and say, indeed God was with us at this time. And we just have to believe that God is taking us in a direction which is pointing us to, and we should focus there strategically. That's what I can say to staff and management.
Wow. This has been really, really amazing and very unique. I just believe and I just hope you've picked a lot tonight. You have learned a lot from this lady. Let me tell you, there are women who have really walked a journey and their lives are really touching and inspiring. I believe you have added something and you've not remained in the very position you've been in. I just believe you're going to make a step, lady, tonight, according to what you have heard from the Vice Chancellor. You can also become something. Yes, you can also become something. That's why I keep on telling you to keep on watching the Woman of Valor show. The same day, the same time. That is every Thursday at 19 hours. And every Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Do not always miss. I just want to wish you the greatest time of your life. Bye-bye.